Brian, thank you so much for making the time to catch up with us as always. 12 years or 12 Davoses thus far under your belt. Let's talk about whether you're seeing the evolution of the Africa focus in Davos change and where we are at right now.
Yes, it has changed quite dramatically since 12 years ago. In fact, from the time that President Mandela came here before 1994, the issues around Africa and around South Africa are very different. There is now a much better understanding of what is happening on the continent. There is a much better understanding of the fact that finally the continent is moving forward, and there is economic growth. It's fastest growing region in the world at the moment. One of the fastest growing regions in the world at the moment. Uh, 12 years ago, it was very different. The issues were about Zimbabwe, about crime in South Africa, and so on. And we see less of those issues coming forth now.
What do you think the issues of the future are going to be, in particular around the African agenda?
Look, the global issues, if I can put it that, and then we can come back to Africa, are going to be the depth of technological advance and the way in which technology is advancing quite rapidly. The internet started, for example, as an internet for information, and it's now an internet of the people. Now they say it's going to be the internet of things. Just like we have people talking on Facebook, through the clouds we're going to have things talking to each other, cars, infrastructure, and locomotives in our case, and so on, communicating with us all the time through the clouds and big data and so on. That is the future. So as far as Africa is concerned, the advantage that we have is that we're a latecomer. And so we do not have a lot of the bulky infrastructure of the past. So as we are building new infrastructure, we're building it with better artificial intelligence, as well as a better understanding of how things get connected. And for me, I mean that in Davos, that is the issue that is being discussed. It's a big issue. And for us, it is quite important, especially that we're rolling out infrastructure now.
Of course, one of the key criticisms that come, whether it's Africa or any other region, when it comes to infrastructure is if budgets don't also come as strongly in terms of the maintenance of that infrastructure. We've seen in South Africa with our energy crisis how that's become a focal point. What's the thinking about this type of budgeting that needs to come into the equation?
Look, the ability to do maintenance, to budget for maintenance, is a function of information. And with better information management, better management of big data, better management of the interconnectivity of things, I foresee, for example, a situation where in the future our locomotives will be connected via the internet to Eskom, and they will know exactly how much electricity we're using and where. And what we plan to use next year. We just don't have that at the moment. So going forward, I think that we're going to have better predictability of the life of the assets, the asset usage. We're going to eliminate a lot of wastage by managing information differently. And that is the huge opportunity that we have at the moment.
Let's talk about that opportunity and what you think is required to unlock it, both from a policy perspective, but also from the industry players who seek to reap the benefits from such opportunities.
I think it's going to be more important to unlock ourselves before we unlock the opportunity. The opportunity is there. It is just us who must move in very quickly and take advantage of it.
And then, Brian, also just a quick question on why do you keep coming back? There's been a lot of naysayers saying that WEF never translates into action, but 12 years on and you're still coming back. Why is your belief and confidence in this platform still intact?
Well, we are a big partner with the World Economic Forum as Transnet and as South Africa. You will know that every other year the World Economic Forum is hosted in Cape Town for Africa. And that is very important for us to come together as Africans and reflect under the auspices of such an organization. So I keep coming back to Davos and to the World Economic Forum in Africa every year because, in fact, every single year of those 12 years, I have learned something new. Like I've just told you now, the way that I now think about technology is not the way that I thought about it before I came here. So I think I go back as a better leader of my organization.